Hey guys, go. So before I start our presentation, I remember watching SRP since I was a freshman, 2013 class, 2014 class, and 2015 class. And each year I would think like, what can I talk about when I get there? So I thought about talking about like my dogs, like my family, homelessness. I even thought about talking about my favorite color. But I didn't realize that like my topic would be so like obvious. So that's how I got to my why question of why is anxiety so intricate? Intricate just means difficult, by the way. So you guys might be wondering why I have this ball laying on my screen, right? So this gets into my personal story. So I remember last year, I was like really busy with like school. I was still looking for a job. I babysat, I had sports to deal with. And I was in, I don't even know where I was, but I was doing a paper on my computer. And my mom's talking to my sister, and she's like, why are you pulling out your hair? Because you're stressed. And I don't know, they were just talking about it. And I remember like I was doing the exact same thing. Like I was just picking out my hair because I was like really stressed. So I don't like saying the word disorder. So that condition is called trichotillomania. And that just gives you irresistible urges to pull out like hair from your scalp, your eyebrows, just anywhere in your body that grows hair. It might sound funny, but it's kind of weird. But I'm weird, I guess. And I attributed this to anxiety as well. Just because like everything, I tried to handle everything as much as I could. Like I like to stay busy, like I like to do a lot of things, and I guess it didn't work out too well because I started like taking sleeping pills so I wouldn't be like awake and I just thinking what I have to do the next day. It just got really cumbersome, but I'm good now. So next time. All right. So how many of you guys think you have OCD? Just raise your hand. Yellow. Raise your hand. Yellow. I guess, me too. And then how many of you guys think you have like phobias, things you're like scared of? Maybe that's like bugs, heights, water. I can't swim, so I'm scared. Okay, so that kind of falls into this little chart up here. So this is in the form of a triangle. It has like 5 colors. So at the top, it has OCD. And at the bottom, it has phobias. OCD comes at the least populous of the anxiety disorders. And that's 1% of the population, which is 2.2 million people. Whereas phobias comes at 8.7%, which is 19 million people. And that kind of went with everyone who raised their hands, because that was more people for phobias, So I just want to point out that these numbers are all for the people who documented that they have phobias, they have OCD, they have general anxiety disorder. So you realize, I'm pretty sure that none of you guys went online and documented that you guys are freaked out about spiders, or that you guys hate it when like your sheet on the bed is like longer on one side than the other. So I'm pretty sure that this number will be way bigger if you guys document it. So I mean this is accurate, but it's not showing what it really is. And I'm just letting you guys know, GAD is known as general anxiety disorder. SAD is known as social anxiety disorder. That just means that you're freaked out about being in like groups, or just freaked out about being around a lot of people. And this number down here, total, is 148 billion. Can anyone tell me what that number is, or what you think it is? Just give me a guess. Okay, anyone else? I saw heads.
Is it the amount of people that was documented or something?
Okay, I can deal with that. So this number represents the total money spent on mental health in America. So anxiety falls into mental health just as schizophrenia does. And you guys may be really confused. That's why anxiety is, like, it's such a common disorder. And so is schizophrenia, but people hear the word schizophrenia and they get freaked out, like, oh, you hear voices in your head, but it's much more. But anyways, but yeah, so that's the number, the total that is spent on mental health in America. That's a couple years ago, but I'll get into that in my next slide. All right, so I conducted 2 interviews. The first one says her, I didn't want to put her name up here, but she's an adult and she works for the city. And then him is one of my teenage friends. He's just a teenager playing basketball, whatever. So I asked about 5 questions, but these 3 stood out to me the most. The first question I asked was, what do you think anxiety is? Like, what's the definition? You gotta give it to me. And the lady ended up saying, well, her answer went around like feeling discomfort, like she doesn't feel comfortable doing certain things. And then the guy literally took out his phone and went on Google and looked it up. I kind of expected that, but whatever. So that definition ended up being around feeling uneasy. I wasn't surprised about that because that's how I feel. And then the second question was, how often do you feel anxious? And they both ended up saying every day, which I found surprising because they fall into 2 like separate demographics. You know, one works is a fully functioning adult, and one is a fully functional teenager. So, you know, I just went on. And then the last question was, do you think anxiety is necessary for a person to have? The lady ended up saying that anxiety makes a person stronger in the end, whether that's like personality-wise or just physical, something like that. And then the guy ended up saying it's necessary for a person to grow. First of all, I was not expecting none of the bottom 2 answers at all. Because in the top, I'm gonna give it to you, just look at the top. Okay, so the answers are really negative. Feeling discomfort, feeling uneasy. And then we switch to the bottom, and it says that they want to have it, that they feel necessary to have it, that if you don't have it, you're not gonna grow as much as a person with anxiety is. And I would agree with it, because I have grown a lot from just seeing the mistakes that I've made from being such an anxious girl at YouTube. And you know how hard that is sometimes. But yeah, so you can just go to the next slide for me real quick. All right, so this number pops up again, the 148 billion. So just on anxiety, like I said, it's a part of mental health in America, that we spend $42 billion on it every year. And you may think 42 billion and 148 billion, that's kind of small to compare, but it goes into like a really big piece of the total. And then anti-anxiety, like the medication used to bear with it, I guess, that costs 2.5 billion. And you realize next what it says in 2001. We're in 2016 now, so that price rises 4% every year. So for the past 15 years, that price has gone, like, it has skyrocketed. You have a number for me? Oh, percent, but thanks. But yeah, you can imagine that number now because we've progressed a lot, and I'm pretty sure there are new medicines in order to help with anxiety. And I never had like medicine to take for anxiety because it's never been like that serious. Like I can still function, but it's never been that serious for me to do that. And a lot of people in the US alone spend so much money just on anxiety or mental health, just period. And I just find that just really, really confusing or just surprised just because it's just mental health. You wouldn't think that such a common thing would spend so much money on. All right, so my solution is there is no cure. So just because we were just talking about the medicine portion, and I feel like anxiety you'd be able to bear more with anxiety if you get support from your friends. Slide down real quick. So there's no medicine, but there's help, there's support that everyone can like contribute to. So I got my friend birthday girl, hello. All right, so this is just an example. So if I freak out, like I was freaking out just before this. So with her, if she was able to understand how I couldn't function, or just understand like period, like what anxiety is to me or how that affects me, like that will make me feel better. And I'm pretty sure everyone else with anxiety would like to have support, just to have someone understand. So just so just period, if you understand just what anxiety is or how it may function with each and every person that has it, I feel like we would get a long way with bearing through it with our everyday lives.